Hey there. Today I'd like to tell you a story. I'd like you to imagine, in your mind's eye, in the distant past, almost before records began, there were a group of people who observed the weaknesses and shortcomings in the human consciousness. They noted that, unlike the hawk or the cat, we became distracted very easily from our goals. They noticed how, after a while, we stopped learning when we practiced things. And they saw that often we were confused by our emotions and drawn in counterproductive directions. In order to overcome this and to lead successful and fully harmoniously integrated lives, they developed various forms of training the mind. They practiced meditation in order to bring around qualities that, when applied in their lives, would make them more effective, more aware, and have better effects on the world around them. Any technique that worked was developed and amplified. Any methods which seemed ineffectual or unreliable were dismissed, and they stopped using them. Soon, people training using these methods started to stand out. Even someone who was more on target and could see things more clearly than his fellow man most of the time seemed like a god amongst others. He was naturally talented, remembered things more easily, and achieved far more in his everyday life with far less effort, due to his great awareness and all-pervasive force. In other cultures that didn't understand this training, this achievement became deified. They started to believe that through some mystical exercises, you could suddenly become transformed into somebody beyond limitation, someone who didn't feel any pain, someone who didn't need to make any effort to be divine. This idea reflected back into the original tradition, and the focus shifted so that the training, not the application in real life, became the heart of the matter. With this inversion, the practitioners started to do some very different things. Instead of fully mastering all aspects of life, they shied away from them. They became celibate and took vows renouncing aspects of life and the world in general. A peculiar circumstance appeared, whereby people with great titles, beautiful clothing, and authority started to teach others to renounce their ego. People who had gone to great lengths to avoid the challenges of love, work, and interaction with the world at large started to teach others how to face the challenges they couldn't themselves. And they started to focus on the training methods as a means to make a sudden transformation, not knowing all along that this method was not in the future. but in the present. And that if they embraced all the things which they had rejected and took the lessons from their meditation into life, the great potential that they were seeking was within their grasp. I'd like you to contemplate this story and some of the lessons it may contain. My name is Martin Faulks, and until next week, let's make every word and action a reflection of our highest nature.